Let me tell you a secret about the universe. Everybody always says, if you tried your best, that's all that matters. The best is all you can do. If you tried your best, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if you lose if you tried your best. Most people have heard that before. But there is a secret to the universe that most don't know. If you actually try your best, you can't lose. Not pretend to try your best. Not try your best 90% of the time. Not try your best with excuses. If you genuinely try your best all of the time, all day, every day, it's impossible to lose. So when people say, if you tried your best, it's okay to lose, that is a logic fail. Because if you lost, you didn't try your best in the first place. If you actually try your best, it is impossible to fail in this life. God is watching and he rewards those who want it the most. If you want it the most, you can have it. It's a competition to get up every day, whether they feel like it or not, and perform regardless. That is the secret. You cannot fail if you try your best. So if you don't have the car you want, the woman you want, the relationship you want, the friends you want, the house you want, you haven't been trying your best. Because I guarantee you the second you do, you'll have all of it. Every single one. Have to design your dream life. What house are you going to live in? Who's your woman going to be? Is she blonde? Is she brunette? What car are you going to drive? You talk about your dream life. You don't even know what your dream life is. How do you expect to get to a destination when you don't know where you're going? I designed my dream life long ago, before I was known, before I had anything. And I worked very hard with a very concise, very detailed plan to ensure I ended up exactly where I wanted to be. Without concise, compendious plans, the chance of you achieving nearly anything is zero. Stay alive, keep breathing, laugh every day, smile, and not let negativity get to me in any way. Like, I really think there's too many people out here who let negativity affect them. And I'll say this, there's been a couple videos made about me and these things, but you can say whatever you want about me. I'm gonna smile. I don't give a shit. Even if I reply, I'll fuck with you back, but I'm happy. You can't piss on my cherries. I'm a happy individual. I'm a content individual. No matter what you say or what you try and do, not bring me. And I will continue to live my life that way to the day.
You know the worst thing about this hard garbage? It's often not even hard. You just have to continue to try for a little bit. If you go to the gym and you give 100% effort once a month, you're gonna look like shit. If you go to the gym and give 60% effort every day, you're gonna look like shit. It's not even difficult. We talk about hard. Truthfully, it's just consistency. You just have to continue to try every day.
I don't understand how you men at home are not furious at yourselves. If this video speaks to your subconscious on any level, every time you look in the mirror or glance at your reflection in a window, you should feel deep shame because you're not a fraction of me. Perhaps you never could be me, but you could certainly be better than you are, and you're not even close to that. You are monumentally failing yourself, monumentally failing your bloodline. You're on the road to nowhere, and you don't seem to care.
Is Trump good or bad? And I say to them, if 99% of the news you read about somebody by the propaganda machine is negative, would you say that's a good person or a bad person? They're usually smart enough to go, well, if the propaganda machine only say bad things, he's probably a good person. And I say, well, there's your proof. Trump is a good man, because if he was a bad man, he would be being supported by the propaganda machine. If he did not have the people's interests at heart, he'd be supported, because they don't want somebody who has the people's interests at heart. They want a puppet that will help them further seize control from the people.
The idea that men don't feel emotions is incorrect. We feel emotions. I would actually argue we feel emotions with certain emotions stronger than women. I would argue that we feel heartbreak stronger than women. I would argue we feel anger like a woman could never understand. I argue we are extremely emotional. Rage, pure rage. It's feedback. So when you get the feedback, it's all about how you internalize that and how you process it, right? It's having, stoicism's not feeling emotions. It's feeling the emotion and going, okay, why is this happening? How much does this really matter? What's the most intelligent move on the chessboard? Chess is a fantastic game because in the game of chess, there's no luck. If you lose, no matter how well you played, if you lose, at some point you made a mistake. Even if it's the most minor mistake, you made a mistake. So you learn to understand that no matter what happens to you, if you lose a scenario, you made a mistake. Maybe it's a tiny one, maybe it was 2 years ago, whatever, but you made a mistake, and you learn absolute and utter accountability for yourself. And that mentality is extremely powerful to apply to all things in life. If something happens to me that makes me enraged, I will take responsibility. Why has this happened to me? Why do I feel this way? How did I end up in this position? Is this healthy in this scenario?
You have to love the war. You're only going to be good at fighting if you enjoy the battle. You have to be the kind of person who smiles every time he gets shot. And you must feel that pain deep inside of your heart to understand that nobody cares about you. You have to show everybody that your opinion matters, and you only do that through absolute excellence. Nobody can outwork me. Nobody can outcompete me. Nobody has a network like mine. I will crush all of my competition for head to toe. There's nobody on my level. Until the day they finally put a bullet in my head, I own the world. All of it is mine.
First time I was ever super heavily attacked by the Matrix is when I said depression wasn't real. And the backlash was incredible.
Because drugs. They drug these kids out of their minds.
That's right. They were so desperate to try and convince me or demonize me for saying depression wasn't real. And I was like, look, feeling depressed is real, but I believe you have control of your own mind, and it's down to you to fix it. You don't need drugs, and you haven't caught a disease. You just need to change your scenario, change your settings. Now, PTSD is real. I can tell you, I had it after jail. I know that mental health issues are real, of course. What I'm trying to say is that depression as an idea in the West is so massively overprescribed that it no longer has any value.
It's just sadness.
It's just sadness.
You're just sad. That's a normal human emotion. Like, you know, go outside, go for a run, hang out with your friends.
That's right. I see.
That's going to keep coming. Like waves of sadness. We're all sad. We get sad sometimes.
Completely. I see it all the time. I see men to me, oh, I'm depressed. I look at them and say, I'd be depressed too if I was you. You're a loser. Like, of course you're depressed. Your life's because you're a loser because you've achieved nothing. So it's not a disease. You've got work to do. That's the bottom line of it.
Discontentment and unhappiness is supposed to motivate you, but you've been tricked by the modern world into thinking that there's a problem with you, that it's a condition, it's a disease, there's something wrong with me. Completely incorrect. When you feel like shit, it's supposed to be warning you that your life is shit and something must change. And it's supposed to inspire you to push harder. I know people who are depressed, but it inspires them to push further. They're like, I don't want this life, fuck this, I'm getting rich. There's also other people who are depressed who sit there and go, I'm depressed, I don't know why. Because you're broke, because you're fat, because you're loser. Nobody told you at any point you're supposed to be happy all of the time. You're not supposed to be happy. Happiness is on top of a mountain, and you fuckers ain't earned it. So I'm thinking of all the things that make me happy. In fact, my beautiful physique, like fucking Hercules. My Lambo, my house, these bitches. Whatever I do, whatever I enjoy at the moment, all had to be earned. My kickboxing world titles, it was all earned. I think what happiness has just been given to me. What happiness is given? I can't even think of anything that can be given to you that will provide happiness over the long term. The only thing that you can be given, which will provide temporary happiness, is substances. This is why people who abuse substances are doing it to try and chase one thing, happiness. It doesn't matter if it's drugs or alcohol or anything else. Other people are doing things. You're not doing anything. You are lazy. You are slow. Other people are ahead of you. Quickly, get on the train. The train's leaving. Quickly, get on. Quickly, pay the invoice. Yep, thanks. That's how you do it. I used to do it all the time with advertising. Talk about other people buying. It sells. Always talk about other people buying. Super important because it sells. Because I'll tell you something. Most depressed people don't understand. Nobody gives a fuck. We all have our own problems. We all have our own issues. Nobody cares. You think being depressed and you can walk around and tell everyone, I'm depressed, I'm sad, and people are going to care. Nobody cares. They might pretend to care for a few seconds if they're a particularly nice person. But in general, nobody cares about you or your life besides you. And if you're not going to get up and work hard and go and try and get a Ferrari yourself, nobody's getting up every day and going to work every day to drive by a Ferrari to give it to you. Nobody. So you either get up and do it, or you sit there and perpetually fail and stay a loser.